Initially, I was gonna do episode 4 of the What If Deku didn't get accepted to UA, which is actually blown up pretty well. It's done pretty well for itself so far. However, I want to look at something else. And initially, I was thinking, this is not going to go out good. This is going to be a real big mess. People are going to not like it. And initially, sure, I would agree with you 100%. People were not going to like this idea. But today, in honor of my friend who has been violently defending this series for God knows how long, and I feel like he's got a point. I'm going to look at SAO and actually say, it's not a bad anime. Shoot, if I were to be honest, it's actually not a bad anime. I've watched every season and every episode of SAO from start to finish. I'm currently watching season 3 Alicization of SAO, and I feel like sure they've had their slip ups in their plot, but overall, it's not a bad anime. It's actually a really good anime. And it's funny because initially when I was thinking about making this video, I was thinking I'm gonna just focus on season 3 and how they're gonna fix everything. But I'm like, no, I can't make that case of it's not about anime based off a 2-episode season we've gotten so far. I need to look at it as a whole. I need to look at SAO 1, SAO 2, Gun Gale Alternative, and the beginning of SAO Season 3. And initially, I was about to say, nope, it's still bad anime. It's still not the best anime it could be. But when you look at it holistically, it's actually really good. And I feel like the more I think about it holistically, the more I realize, even though it's had its slip-ups, yes, SAO 1, half of SAO 1 was a literal slip-up, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I know anybody who's actually enjoyed the second half of SAO 1. The SAO 1 at the beginning, all of season 2, the Gun Gale alternative over the summer, it's not bad. It's actually decently good. It's okay. It's genuinely okay. And I feel like the reason people don't enjoy SAO was just because of the plot. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes SEO had a pretty messed up plot. It made no sense. But then there were days where it's like, this is good. This is a good story. This is something I want to watch. This is something I want to hear. This is something I want to enjoy. And that was how I felt when I first saw SAO 2 years back. It's something worth your time. It's something that's actually okay. And I feel like the more people listen to critics of the series, like Mother's Basement and other anime YouTube channels who just bash on the series, they more than think, oh, I shouldn't watch it because it's a bad anime. They don't like it. It shouldn't. If they don't like it, then I definitely probably wouldn't like it. But you can't look at it like that. You gotta look at the whole. You gotta look at first. You gotta watch it for yourself. You gotta experience it for yourself. And initially, I was sitting here thinking, I didn't even hear about SAO prior to me watching SAO as a series. And then as I watched SAO as a series, that's when it started showing on my YouTube base. I don't know why, saying that my anime channel like Mother's Basement saying that SAO is bad, and it's not. It's not a bad anime. They've had their slip ups. Every anime has their slip ups. Almost every anime, because My Hero Academia has yet to mess up for me personally. I feel like they haven't messed up yet. But like every anime is gonna have their good days and their bad days. The first 2 arcs of Dragon Ball Super were just copies off of the movie. Everybody admits they were not good, but after that, Dragon Ball Super was excellent. It was really good. You could even say the first few episodes of My Hero Academia. Yeah, it had a really good connectional, emotional plot, but like it wasn't the best. It wasn't perfect like we have now, but like they were okay episodes. Every anime is gonna have a low point, and every anime is gonna have a high point. And I feel like SAO season 1, second half of SAO season 1 was its lowest point. And I feel like people made a generalization of that part of the series to a whole part of the series. And yes, Kirito, he's overpowered as hell. I can 100% agree with you on that. He is overpowered, and it gets annoying, but like there's cases where it's like he's overpowered, but it makes sense. In ALO, everybody said, "Oh, he's overpowered. He should be at level 1 from him coming from SAO to to ALO." But that's wrong. If you do the same thing for 2 years straight, you're gonna get used to it really quick. It becomes second nature to you. And we did see him struggle. He didn't know how to fly pretty well. It took him a while to figure out how to figure that out. He didn't understand. He didn't never really use like his spells like he could with his Spriggan spells. He never probably still doesn't use it because he's used to it. And then there's people who say, oh, Gun Gale is also bad because he just went from one game to the next. And it's like, oh, he figured it out. That's a lie. Because he used what he knew from SAO and ALO to help him in Gun Gale. He used his fast reflexes and his ability to wield a sword, which is now a photon phaser and GGO, to help him. And that I could be genuinely okay. That's okay. He uses what he knows to benefit him in a scenario where he's not going to be at his best. And you got to accept that. I feel like people fail to accept the fact that like Kirito is a character who used what he knows to benefit himself. And I feel like when looking at SAO as a whole, people look at, oh, he's overpowered, it's annoying. But look at Goku! Like, come on! Goku is literally the definition of he's overpowered, but he's stupid. It's annoying at this point with how Dragon Ball has done it, where it's like, initially Goku's like, oh, he's a kid, he's okay. He hasn't gotten smarter. He's definitely not hasn't really gotten that much smarter. But his fighting instincts is what keeps him alive. That's what keeps him interesting. And yes, he seems overpowered and he does play around and let things get to the worst possible point. Case in point, the Frieza saga where you let Frieza live. But like anime characters all have their flaws. Every character has their flaws, and I feel like the more that we accept the flaws of a series like SAO and to some extent Dragon Ball, because I feel like Dragon Ball has some issues, the more I feel like we could look at anime and be like, okay, I can actually appreciate for what it is. And I bet you're wondering, okay, now he's gone on long enough. He's literally been talking nonstop. It's just like, oh, he's supporting SAO. SAO deserves the support it gets. And I actually feel bad because I bashed SAO for a while until I realized, no, I'm on the wrong side of this. I'm on the wrong side of how anime should be reviewed. Anime should be reviewed holistically. When I look at SAO, the first thing that comes to my mind is the plot. I'm like, okay, it's not the best plot, but I've seen worse. I have seen a lot. I literally the mind. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I want to say. The issue with the Dragon Ball Saga, Majin Buu saga is literally the biggest conundrum I've ever had to date with an anime. That's literally confused me to the point that I said I'm not watching this. It made no sense to me. And I feel like people look at the Buu arc and compare that to SAO. It's like, oh, the Buu arc is like the SAO. It made no sense. And yeah, it probably didn't make no sense at certain points, but eventually it cleared itself up. And the second thing that comes to my mind when looking at anime is the soundtrack. No anime is good without a good soundtrack. And I personally believe SAO has one of the best soundtracks of an anime I've ever seen. And I feel like we ignore that. I feel like we ignore that a lot. And I feel like if we actually took the time to listen to the soundtrack, listen to how it's synced with what's happening, it's a good series. And now that season 3 of SAO has started dropping their episodes, I just watched episode 1 and episode 2. And if you got me sitting here actually upset over the fact that the episode cut short, you've done good. You've actually compelled me to say, this is a good anime, I want to keep watching, this is what I need to keep watching, this is a good anime, I need to watch this, I want this in my life. I kid you not. For a fall anime, this is what I'm going to be mainly watching. I'm going to be watching SAO a lot, and I'm going to probably find another anime to watch, but like in the meantime, SAO Alicization is going to be the anime I watch. It's going to be the anime I enjoy. It's going to be the anime I review on this channel. It's going to be my Saturday morning anime review. That's what I'm calling it. Every Saturday, I'm going to review an episode or 2 from SAO. That's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like SAO gets a lot of hate, and I want to turn that around for the better. So, I think that's basically all I have to say. I suggest everybody gives a watch to SAO Alicization. If you haven't watched SAO as of yet, I suggest you watch it because it's a really good series that gets a lot of hate, and I feel like it gets ignored a lot because of the hate that it's given. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you Saturday when I review the first 3 episodes of SAO that's dropped for Alicization that's just dropped. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace.